Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another 10 pens currently inked this week. I think let's go through these briefly one by one. We'll go through them in a little bit more detail and then we'll do a writing sample. So from left to right we have an Onoto Platinum Jubilee overlay. We have an Onoto Cult Pens exclusive Christmas Carol. We have an Onoto Christmas Carol 2022. We have an Onoto Christmas Carol 2023 in gold trim and gold gilding. And we have an Onoto Christmas Carol 2023 in silver trim and silver gilding. We have a Mr. Cypress Eggshell 05A, a Mr. Cypress Eggshell 06. We have a Danitrio, and this is the Chinkin Cage Momata. We have a Danitrio, and this is the Moonlit Grass. And we have a Danitrio, and this is the Ancient Dragon. So I think let's take a look at these pens in a little bit more detail. So this is a pen that I've had inked up for a few weeks now, and this is the Onoto Platinum Jubilee Overlay. So it is a resin pen, and it's a pinstripe pen that you can see here. But it has this sterling silver overlay on the cap, and this is really quite beautiful. So I do like this quite a lot. You'll see there that it also has the Platinum Jubilee insignia there on the cap finial. It does say Onoto the pen, made in England. And if I unscrew the cap, you'll see here it has a number 7 size Onoto 18 karat gold, and this is a medium nib. So this is a very lightweight body to a pen, but it is quite back weighted when you try to apply the cap and post the cap. So this is not something I would normally do here with a very heavy cap on maybe a lighter pen. It is a cartridge converter pen, and I do like how that one writes. So I have that one inked up again this week. And I have a bunch of Christmas carols. So this one is the Onoto, and this is the Cult Pens exclusive Christmas carol. And I believe it was from 21. Might have even been 2020. I did ask Onoto. They said that they weren't sure, but they think it was probably 21. The numbered edition here is 9 out of 10. So there were only 10 of these made. I picked this up in the Cult Pens summer sale, and that was actually discounted quite a lot. I do like the beautiful sort of Charles Dickens sort of scroll work with the ivy leaves, and also the snowflakes as well that are on this pen. This did come with a steel nib. It's an Onoto number 7 size steel nib. It's a broad nib, but you can see I still got that shimmer ink inked up in this pen. I can post the cap, and it posts deeply and securely, and really does feel right to post this cap, although I'm not normally a cap poster. But this is a beautiful pen, and I really do like the work of art on this, and I like the gold gilding, the imprint there that you see. And that sort of opened the floodgates a little bit to the next one, which was the Onoto Christmas Carol 2022 edition, which was long sold out. But I did find out when I met up with Onoto that they actually had the second of the 2 prototypes still available, even though all of the other pens had sold out. And this is a limited edition run of 22 pens worldwide. And it has this green diffusion bonded acrylic. And also, again, the same sort of scroll work that you've got there with gold gilding. And it really is a spectacular pen. So I wanted to add that to my collection. I'm glad I did. And if I take the cap off, you can see it's got a number 7 size Onoto 18 karat gold medium nib. It is a cartridge converter. And I can post the cap there as well. It does not quite sort of stay on. It does rotate a little bit, but this is a prototype, so I would sort of maybe expect that to happen a little bit on a prototype. But I love that pen. I love the green colour on it. It's just perfect. And I have that inked up with Darmine Apple Glory, which equally is a beautiful match for that green diffusion bonded acrylic there. The next one was the 2023 edition of the Onoto Christmas Cow, and this is a beautiful brown tortoiseshell with the scroll work from Charles Dickens there, and it's gold gilded as well. Also gold trims, gold coin finial there as well. And in the spirit of this, there were only 23 of these made because it was 2023. And this is number 7. And this comes with gold trim. And if I take the cap off, you'll see there, it's a number 7 size Onoto 18 karat gold medium nib. Again, a cartridge converter pen, and it does post quite nicely and securely there. So that is always a benefit, having a cap to be posted. So I have that one inked up with me today as well. The next one I have inked up again is an Onoto Christmas Cow 2023 Charles Dickens edition. And this is in silver trim and silver gilding. And I know a lot of people don't particularly like gold trims. So, and I think this silver actually really stands out even better on the pen. Although I think gold is matched nicely, I think the silver also just pops. So again, this was the first year that they've done 2 on these. So this was also, if I can get it in camera there, 7 of 23. So again, number 7 there, only 23, made in the gold and in the silver as well. So so you could, instead of on the previous year only 22, you can actually get 46 if total between the 2 colours of trims and gilding. If I unscrew the cap, you'll see there another Onoto number 7 size 18 karat gold medium nib. I do like these medium nibs. You can post the cap, it posts deeply and securely. Really does feel nice in the hand. So for me, that is a win for sure. Even though I'm not normally a cap poster, I know a lot of you are, and I know that's the number one question typically that I get from people is, can you post the caps? The next pen inked up is a pen I had inked up last week, and this is the Mr. Cypress Eggshell 05A, and this is duck's eggs that are crushed, not quail's eggs like Tatcha do, but duck's eggs, and then you've got the abalone strips here that just peek out of that body, or almost peeks out of the ice that you have there. It is a flat-ended pen, not a cigar-shaped pen, and has a very beautiful speckled Rawdon section. It has a number 6 size Mr. Cypress 14 karat gold medium nib there. You can't post the cap because it is a flat top pen. Saying that, I'm just thinking about this. These are flat tops and you can post these, but most flat tops you typically cannot. I guess you could design a flat top to be postable, but you have to taper in the tip of the body here, or the back of where the blind cap is, to be able to post that. And typically a lot of pens are not. This is a cartridge converter pen, just like the Onotos there. And then the next pen inked up is this pen, and again it's I had it inked up last week as well. This is a Mr. Cypress Eggshell 06. Again, a beautiful, stunning pen. Again with the duck's eggs and crushed here on the body, and then the abalone shell strips, and it just rotates around the body. It really is quite captivating. Have to say that this really is a favourite of mine. If I unscrew the cap, again a little bit of a glittery section, but not much, not as much as the previous one. But this has a number 6 size Mr. Cypress 18 karat gold nib, and this is a medium nib. And again, the caps are not designed to be posted, and these Mr. Cypresses, because the cap is flush with the body, you do get a little bit of a step down, and I know that is something that some of you do dislike as well. I think originally it used to bother me, but then when I actually started to get a couple of pens like that, it actually stopped bothering me at that point. So I guess it's what you get used to over time. The next pen is a Danitrio, and this is a Chinkin Cage Momata, and the model is called the Takumi, and this is a beautiful work of art. You've got this Chinkin effect where they scratch in and then fill it with various coloured powders and dyes and inks, and it really looks spectacular. And as much as my videos do capture the beauty of the pens, I want to say it doesn't capture the beauty of this one. Not as much. It really is a beautiful pen. I really do like it, and it has one of the most flexible Bock nibs. This is a Danitrio nib fireball nib made by Bock, and it's an 18 karat gold fine nib. It is a cartridge converter. There are some Danitrios that are eyedropper. This is not one of them. And I know some people have complained about some of the eyedroppers leaking. And again, I've got one Danitrio eyedropper and I've not had any experience of that happening. But then typically I don't normally take it out and throw it around in a bag. So maybe that's the reason why. This is an ebonite pen, the same as these two Mr. Cypress pens. So it's a vulcanized or hard rubber, but it's got urushi lacquer over the top. You can post the cap there as well. It posts a little bit, I'd say deeply, but not that securely, but it's enough to hold the cap there. But this is a beautiful work of art, and I'm just so glad I was able to pick this one up from John Twiss at the London Pen Show one year. It was, I was looking, and I remember this vividly. I was actually looking for another pen that I'd seen, I think, for 2 or 3 previous shows, and it was there in the morning, and I went back, and it had gone. And it was a pen that I thought I might actually buy, and it disappeared. Somebody else bought it. And I was kind of glad that they did, because I'd already seen it 2 or 3 times on previous shows. So I wasn't really sure that I wanted to buy it. But I thought I would go back and have a look, and it wasn't there. So I saw this one, and then I decided, actually, you know what, that is beautiful, and I would buy it. The next pen inked up is another Danitrio, and it's a Moonlit Grass. Beautiful pen, Akatamanuri. You've got the moon there lighting up what essentially is the grass there on the base of the body, and you can feel all of this grass. It's a beautiful pen in Akatamanuri. I love Akatamanuri. I love that they Akatamanuri the clip as well. So this is a rushi lacquered, and you've got some lovely, beautiful stars here. I picked this up from a friend, William Shakur, when he was sitting down his collection. And this is a Danitrio Fireball nib, and it's an 18 karat gold fine nib, just like the previous one. You can post the cap. I don't like doing so with urushi, and especially this grass is coloured in gold, and you can feel the texture on that. So it's not normally what I would like to do, and so I typically don't normally post the cap on urushi pens. I know urushi lacquer is very hard, very wearing, but I've also seen some pens with urushi, and also resin pens that are scratched, have micro scratches on, and sometimes it's because of the threads in the cap. Posting it on the back of the body, then you can get micro scratches. And then the last pen inked up this week is the Danitrio, and this is the Ancient Dragon. Beautiful pen. And I actually picked this up at the same time as this one. I picked this one up, though, from John Foy at St. John's Pens. He had this, and I know that he had bought it from Chatterley Luxuries. And I did pay more than he bought it for from Chatterley. And that's just the way things go. Like, when you you buy pens from retailers at pen shows, they're buying the pen at what was probably a good price, and then they're adding a little bit more onto that pen. It is Akutamanuri, and I am a fan of Akutamanuri. It's more of a darker, almost brownish, almost like Toki Tamanuri finish there. And then you've got a number 6 size Danitrio Fireball nib. It's a medium nib there, but that is quite beautiful. Again, you could post the cap on this one. It is designed to do so on this one, even though the shape is a bit weird. But typically, I don't, because there is some sort of Varden technique around that pen layering, and all of that you can actually feel is rather raised to the touch. So there you have it. That's my 10 pens currently inked for this week. I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So the first pen inked up this week is the Onoto Platinum Jubilee overlay. So I think let's do an ink swatch here. And this is a lovely wet writing nib. All of the Onoto medium nibs I find are very wet writers. I haven't actually got a broad nib yet, and actually no, I have. I got it in a steel nib, but not an 18 karat gold nib. I maybe should try a broad nib at some point in an 18 karat gold nib. So this is the Onoto Platinum Jubilee overlay. And it's a medium, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. And the ink in here is Diamine Graphite, which is a lovely dark grey ink. And in some pens like this pen, it's almost bordering on a black. The next pen inked up is the Onoto Cult Pens exclusive Christmas Carol. So this is a shimmer ink, so we'll do an ink swatch here. And this is quite a nice shimmer colour. So this is the Onoto Cult Pens Christmas Carol. And it's a broad, and it's a steel Yovo nib. The 18 karat gold are Bock nibs. The steel nibs are Yovo nibs. And then the ink in here is Vinta Cult Pens exclusive, and it's Whiskey Gold. But that is a very, very nice gold coloured ink. The next pen inked up is the Onoto Christmas Carol 2022, and this is a prototype. I unfortunately couldn't get the original numbered edition of 22 because they were long sold out. And I remember looking at it around December 2022 and looking at it, and I think they were still available, and then a couple of days later I looked and they were sold out. So I'm glad I was able to pick up the prototype. So this is the Onoto Christmas Carol 2022 prototype. And it's a medium, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. And if you go to any of the UK pen shows, you can actually pick up a lot of different Onoto prototypes. And typically for a little bit less than what the retail price is as well. And then the ink in here is Diamine Apple Glory, which is a beautiful match for that green colour on the pen. The next pen inked up is the Onoto Christmas Carol 2023 in gold. So we'll do an ink swatch. And this is not a shimmer ink, and I was tempted to ink this up at one point with a shimmer ink, but it's a medium nib, so I typically thought better of it. So this is the Onoto And it's the Christmas Carol 2023. Oh, 2023. And it's gold trim. And it's a medium 18 karat gold nib. And the ink in here is Herbin Amber de Bermanie. And I have been thinking about maybe putting Herbin Lee Dete in there, although I think it would be a little bit too dark a brown. Although sometimes that can be lighter in wetter nibbed pens. The next pen inked up is the Onoto Christmas Carol 2023 in silver. So we'll do another ink swatch here. And I think this ink matches the silver trim and silver gilding quite nicely. So this is the Onoto Christmas Carol 2023 in silver. And it's a medium, again, 18 karat gold nib. And then the ink in here is a UK Pen Show exclusive called KWZ Old Smoke. And I just think that matches the silver there gilding on the pen. So I think that's a very good match. The next pen inked up is the Mr. Cypress Eggshell 05A. And we'll do an ink swatch. And I still have this inked up with a green ink. Maybe I'll change it to a purple at some point, or a mauve, or a violet. This is the Mr. Cypress Eggshell 05A in a medium 14 karat gold nib. And then the ink in here is Rora and Klinger. And it's Verdura. But I like that ink a lot, and I don't know, maybe I will put a purple ink in there at some point. I just wanted some green inks inked up. The next pen inked up is the Mr. Cypress Eggshell 06. So we'll do an ink swatch. And this is a nice, I want to say tealy, it's almost like an aqua lagoony coloured ink. This is the Mr. Cypress Eggshell 06 in a medium, but this time it's an 18 karat gold nib. And then the ink in here is Pelican, Edelstein, and it's Appetite. The next pen inked up is the Danitrio Chinkin Cage Momata on Takumi. So we'll do an ink swatch. Now, this is a beautiful writing nib. Very, very bouncy. I just love this nib, and everybody that's tried writing with this nib has loved it. So this is the Danitrio Chinkin Cage Momata, and it's a fine, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. And then the ink in here is Pilot Iroshizuku, and it's Inner Ho, which I have, I think, 1.5 bottles of that. Unfortunately, once that's gone, it's gone. So it is now a discontinued ink. The next pen inked up is the Danitrio, and this is the Moonlit Grass. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And again, this is another nice fine nib. I think this isn't written in as much as the previous nib. Maybe it will do at some point. So this is the Danitrio, and it's the Moonlit Grass. And it's a fine nib. And it's an 18 karat gold nib. And then the ink in here is KWZ Beef Eater Red, which is a very nice, slightly darker red ink. And then the final pen inked up is the Danitrio Ancient Dragon. So we'll do an ink swatch. And this is a lighter red. So this is the Danitrio, and it's the Ancient Dragon in a medium 18 karat gold nib. And the ink in here is Diamine Poppy Red. So, I think let's take a look at these pens inked up one more time. We have an Onoto Platinum Jubilee Overlay in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Graphite. We have an Onoto Cult Pens Christmas Cowl in a broad steel nib inked up with Vinter Cult Pens Whiskey Gold. We have an Onoto Christmas Cowl 2022 Prototype in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Apple Glory. We have an Onoto Christmas Cowl 2023 in the gold in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Herbin Amber de Bermanie. We have an Onoto Christmas Cowl 2023 in the silver in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with KWZ Old Smoke. We have a Mr. Cypress Eggshell 05A in a medium 14 karat gold nib inked up with Royal Inklinger Verdura. We have a Mr. Cypress Eggshell 06 in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Pelican Edelstein Appetite. We have a Danitrio Cage Momata in a fine 18 karat gold nib inked up with Pilot of Washizuku in a hoe. We have a Danitrio Moonlit Grass in a fine 18 karat gold nib inked up with KWZ Beefeater Red. And we have a Danitrio Ancient Dragon in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Diamine Poppy Red. So there you have it. That's my currently inked pens for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.